Hello, my name's Tommy, and I wanted to share a little project I've been working on. At Walmart a few days ago, I found this cool little keychain camera, um, and it's actually a camera that turns on and you can take pictures with it. And the images come out really pixelated and kind of funky, which is kind of fun. So I wanted to make a little image processor for it to just one to get used to like making software, and two to just mess around with the images that come out of my little camera. So I called the image processor Pixie because the images I'm working with are really pixelated and they're pictures, they're pics. So I thought Pixie was pretty fun. So I'll drag in this exit sign. I feel like that'll be a fun image to work with. And so in Pixie, you have some different options here in your toolbox. On the left, you can flip the image vertically and horizontally. You can dither the image. You can turn the brightness up and down, as well as the contrast, and then rotate the image. The preview gets a little buggy, but when you export the image, which I'll show in a bit, it works correctly. So you can rotate left or right. Offset, I'll show in a second. That's also a little buggy, but you can also tint the color. In the future, I want to add different colors, but right now I just have this cool little teal, and this is already kind of looking kind of fun, the exit sign. And then also you can blur the image. And then down here under the controls, you have your preview. And then one thing I kind of found as a bug is if you keep the same texture you've been processing and then just add the pixels from whatever tool I'm using onto it, you get this weird like glitch effect. So there's the normal preview, and then there's also the glitch preview, which sometimes looks cool, sometimes looks like junk. This time it kind of looks like junk. Um, and then in addition, you can save as either a JPEG or a PNG. So I'll save this as a JPEG. And then that just saves to the working directory right now. So let's go for another image and I'll show the little offset algorithm that I made. So here's another blurry photo that I took on my school's campus. And let's offset this image. Actually, sure. Yeah, we can use this one. So I didn't want to show offset with some of the other functions because some of the other functions mess with the pixels too much. That offset doesn't work as well. So offset just kind of shifts the image a little bit. And so you can kind of gradually, it's not great, but you can gradually kind of shift it to where you want it to be. In the future, I want this to be more controlled, obviously, but for right now, I'm in testing. Let's go for that. Looks kind of fun. I like being in the lower left. And so again, yeah, we can dither and see what the glitch looks like. Again, not great. Let's let's boost that contrast and brightness and move contrast up. And I think that looks pretty cool too. So I'm going to save that one as a JPEG. And then lastly, I wanted to let's show the glitch preview a little bit. So this might be more fun. So let's flip and see what happens again. Yeah, okay, so I like this a lot better already. Oh, okay, so this image had text on the bottom with the date, and in the glitch preview, when you flip it, that text kind of gets warped at the top, which is pretty cool. So let's keep that, and I'll turn that contrast up to kind of get harsher shapes, and I like the kind of tree pattern at the bottom too. That's what the glitch preview is better for, I guess, is just kind of textures and interesting images for fun rather than actual image editing for sure. So brightness up, let's dither it a little bit. Yeah, that gets a little more harsh too. And that looks pretty cool. So I might keep it like that. Let's rotate. Oh, that looks kind of fun. And I do like this pattern too. But I like the text at the top. So let's go with that. So I'll export that to, let's go for PNG this time. All right, so now I'm in my Google Drive and I've gone through and edited some of the photos, and I just want to kind of talk through them. So this one was made in Glitch Preview, um, and really the only touch-up I did outside of Pixie was change the color a little bit, and then also just the sharpness to kind of get this texture to really pop. And I like how that turned out. This one is the rock image that you might have seen in my little folder on the side earlier. I just like how it turned out as well, and thought it made an interesting texture. So this one is of my cat. This is the last one, and it's of my cat. And I just thought I used the offset in this one in an interesting way, and I just thought it turned out interesting. I liked the dither effect as well. And outside of Pixie, the only editing I did here was maybe some smoothing, I think. So really, this is the one I touched up the most outside of Pixie, and these two are relatively straight out of the software. So Pixie is built on top of the raylib library for a lot of the image processing in the background, and also just as an engine for making a window and just the software in general. I've messed around with raylib a little bit for game programming, but this is my first time using it for software. And to go along with raylib, there's the Ray GUI library, which is where the buttons and stuff come from. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Ray GUI, felt a little tedious. So in the future, I might switch this over to a Java project or something. And lastly, I just wanted to mention that I used CLion as an IDE and C++ to write Pixie.